Okay, so this time around we're playing 5 versus Briar. I thought it was an interesting matchup, so let's just get into the game. One thing you might notice is I'm playing Tiger Shepshukos over the Stubby Hammers. In hindsight, I think this might be incorrect, but the block might sometimes matter. Because like this is kind of an aggro matchup, so like a race matchup. So I'm not sure how much the block will end up mattering. Obviously, when they have Snatch, you kind of want to be able to block that, but you still don't feel very good if you do. So turn 1, I'm actually attacking him. The plan is to just attack him until I have 1 card in Arsenal. Because Briar actually doesn't block that well on turn 1. She doesn't have the Embodiment of Earth and tends to leak damage if you can push at least like 9 damage on turn 1. So, you know, might as well dig a little bit deeper to some of the payoffs. This hand is not amazing, but it pushes a pretty good amount of damage. I think originally I wanted to arsenal this new names. This 4 attack, but after seeing him not block, I was like, okay, we take those. And then finally we're attacking with the Phoenix Flame for a 1. Also threatening the Mask of Momentum, so I think you'll have to block it somehow. And we take away one of his Scarf or Scars. So that's a pretty good trade. So we'll just arsenal this blue Rising Resentment to be able to start the chain next turn. And we go to his turn, and obviously we have this kind of read where, oh shit, look at this hand. Yeah, where he has a mount and a blue. So yeah, we're getting hit for 7, and we have this really, really nice hand of pretty much nothing playables. Belittle can't even reveal anything. Minnowism, yeah, Minnowism would have been nice if it was an attack. So like, I basically built this deck to reach the 4th combat, the 4th chain link super consistently, and then you get something like this. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, we head back into my turn. I took 7. What's the plan? Play out the Rising Resentment, I suppose, for 4. Obviously, I remember my Tunic counter, right? Right? But yeah, there's no big plan for this turn, I think. Maybe I'll play a Belittle and then arsenal the Tome, set up for a good turn afterwards. And this is honestly kind of depressing because like you can see this mount coming, you can see 5 cards there, and that's always just super scary. So this looks, yeah, I remember Tunic. So this looks very much losing, and I think I figured might as well just pitch both for Emberblade, and I think that will just stick. Yeah, we pushed through 7 damage on a bad turn. It's okay. It could be worse, right? And now we hope he doesn't have enough on hit threats during this turn. So no stuff like Force of Natures and whatever else he could possibly have that like, or snatches with Go Again, all that stuff. And yeah, there's the first hit for 7. We don't block because we want to be able to keep blocks in case he does some cheeky plays. And there's the first Sonata, and he actually whiffs it, so that's huge. This is like, him whiffing this is like saving 7 life and 1 arcane. So This is actually huge. If you look at my hand, this hand is really good, except I would have liked to have something good to banish, because like I clearly don't want to banish this Phoenix Flame, right? But I also, the Phoenix form is so spicy, so like this kind of feels bad. I think a little bit about this, but I think in the end we will need this Phoenix Flame to make Phoenix form good anyway. So the odds of like drawing a second Phoenix Flame to make Phoenix form a 5 go again are not that great. 3 go again is okay, but like I might screw myself over in the rest of the game. So I think in the end I figured just use the Tunic for Art of War, banishing the Phoenix form. Because the Phoenix Flame also does not guarantee a first Draconic Chainlink. And I draw into some pretty good cards. It's cost 0, a cost 0. That grabs another cost 0. I know I can play Firebrand. So this is a pretty good hand already. I can play Firebrand without even investing in the Emberblade first. So that's pretty huge. So the first one is going to hit for 4, then I'm going to hit for 2, then another 2, then another 2. Then I still have the Fire ability activation while I'm at Chainlink 4. So I can just do the resolve the Tome of Firebrand first, and maybe not even ever Emberblade during this turn. So this is pretty huge. So he blocks the second hit, making Mask less of a threat. This Phoenix Flame is coming in for 3 because of the Tiger Stripe Shukos. And, you know, during this turn, having the Stubby Hammers would have been great. That's already like a +3 damage, whereas the Tiger Stripe Shuko obviously only buffs 1. So yeah, obviously my opponent will have to think a little bit of how they expect this turn to go. I'm just coming in for another Phoenix Flame because of the entire Tome of Firebrand thing that I want to resolve first to have some more information before I invest into the Searing Emberblade. And now that he's blocking on this second combat, on the second chain link, I'm actually considering breaking this combat chain because I don't have Phoenix Flames left in my deck or in my grave. And I draw a second Tome of Firebrand. I don't have Phoenix Flames left in my grave, but I still have an activation of Phi. And now I also draw a Rise from the Ashes. So this is like the perfect time to break the combat chain and reset everything, since Mask of Momentum won't trigger on this anymore. We don't have any loss value on the Mask of Momentum. So we start off with a Rise from the Ashes, getting back a Phoenix Flame. And we already know that we will be getting to Chain Link 4 in the Chain Link 4. And we'll be able to get another Phoenix Flame as well from our Fire Hero power for free. So that's great. So this is I think this is the 6th attack this turn that got buffed by Art of War. So this is actually like an insane turn so far. Obviously, very lucky to draw 2 Tome of Firebrand in total. He blocks it with both of his equipment, so once again he has a hand that he really wants to keep. And Rising Resentment, now we got another. This is the 8th attack, getting buffed by Art of War. And this is coming in for 2. I actually could have pitched for the for the Emberblade. Oh, I would have done one more damage, I think. That's interesting. Maybe I didn't do that just to make sure that both of the Phoenix Flames are in grave. Because it's really hard to get things rolling if you have like only one Phoenix Flame in grave. Sometimes it'll get a little bit awkward, so looking at our hand, we have a lot of 0-cost go-against. So yeah, this is just your casual average hand basically. It's like 3 + 3, pitch for another 3, get a free Phoenix Flame, and apparently this hand also has a 4, so but nothing really spectacular, to be honest. It's basically like Redline Briar. It pushes like 15 damage every turn, pretty consistently. Okay, yeah. That's scary. It's a force of nature and a buffed attack coming in at me with Go Again. And I know that he kept his hand to be able to play this like through the entire onslaught of the last turn. So I'm considering, how do I block this? How do I make this hand good enough such that I also manage to get a good turn afterwards, right? And I figured, since he's at 6, doing some kind of 3-card hand with Brand with Cinder something, and base Headlong. So like by keeping these 3 cards that I'm keeping right now, I can deal 3, then 4, then 3 and 1 on a 3-card hand, and also prevent this on hit. Except he has a Razor Reflex, so he still gets to draw one. But at least he was forced to get a resource, and then he draws his entire deck to his hand. But yeah, tabletop things. So I actually choose to block with my Mask of Momentum, my Shukos, basically losing all my armor for the rest of the game. And pray that he doesn't have enough Go Again for this turn. And he has a Scar, but Scar isn't buffed, so it won't be able to draw a card from Force of Nature. So we can actually just let it through, and I think he also pitches for Rosetta. And obviously, there's no reason to not take this. We just want to make sure he's going to get as low as possible, such that he won't be able to keep enough hand to get like arcane damage off of us, or anything impactful that we won't be able to block, right? So we do what we said before: hit him for 3, hit him for 4, then another 3 and 1. We don't have Mask of Momentum to really care about anymore. We do care a little bit about like hiding information, so I think the correct sequencing here is to attack with the Searing Emberblade first, just so that he like maybe plays around stuff like Snatch or something with a Scary on it. So or like a Razor Reflex or something. Obviously, he's past the point where you can actually play around that, but it might force him into some very awkward blocks. But I don't, yeah, he can live at 1 or something, but like even if he lives at 1 here, I would come in with a Phoenix Flame, so that's not a good place for him to be at. We're probably forcing something from his hand right now, and that's great. Because we're at a pretty safe range, we're at 3. We can take 2 arcane damage, which is huge. We also don't have arcane barriers, so like if we take any more damage, we're basically dead. And yeah, we got a very, very sick turn before. I don't know if like this would be some kind of average game or 4-5 or not, because like he also high rolled, right? He also got the mount. He got like how much attack? Like 20 damage off of that. I also got like maybe a bit more than 20 damage off of my turn. He blocks with the Enlightened Strike, and I'm like kind of wondering. He actually has the Force of Nature there, so that's actually insane for him, because it blocks the base Headlong perfectly. And then we finish with a Phoenix Flame. Yeah, I don't think he really needs to block it. He could if he wants to, but yeah, doesn't really matter in the end. Like the Tunic is never going to get another counter again or another resource. There's some true damage. Yeah, he only had 2 cards in hand, so he wouldn't be able to activate Rosetta ever. But he does have a nice Rune Chant, 3, and another 2. So now I am forced to block something. So I'm forced to block the 3, and after blocking the 3, I can just go down to 1 by blocking with Tunic and keep a 3-card hand once again. And 3 cards is pretty solid if you have a blue, if you have a 1 cost or something. You can just play everything out. I think the hand is a little bit awkward because like we're wasting one of the abilities of like Inflame and Flamecall Awakening. But it's like it's not the end of the world, right? It's you can still use them as a combo starter. But yeah, it's a generic kind of play of attack, pitch blue for weapon, and get another Phoenix Flame. I start off with an Inflame. I think this is just the preferred method because like I search away my Phoenix Flame out of my deck, and that's a non-block, and I don't really want to draw into a non-block. So I think he's going to take yeah, he's going to take 1. Taking 1 is very scary because like there's going to be a lot of 1s coming in. I attack with the Emberblade first. I think this is also a little bit of hiding information once again. Maybe he thinks I don't have something, or he blocks with his Tunic, like he does. And now we get to attack him for like a lot of 1s with all the Phoenixes, and he's basically forced to block with his entire hand. So now he has to block this for 3, and he doesn't have enough blocks for that. And he's dead. Okay. So yeah, obviously a very high rolly game, and a really bad turn and a really good turn. I think he had some pretty good turns overall. Both of us didn't really block much, and obviously blocking kind of makes a pretty big difference in these kinds of matchups. Like it can swing how much you can take in the late game and how much you can take for like better hands or worse hands. And I don't think I specifically had like 4-card hands where I couldn't really do anything. Okay, so there goes the video. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I'm not sure how good this matchup is, how bad this matchup is, but I thought it was a really cool game because of like I would play it out with the Art of War, how much value I got out of it, and then like imagine how good this could have been if I had Stubby Hammerers. I think Stubby Hammers is correct. I think maybe the Arcane Barrier boots are correct, but this was just a really cool game to watch for me, and I hope you also enjoyed it. So if you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. See you later.